Zachary, aren't you getting sick and tired of playing that game?
No.
We're going for a walk.
Okay.
When I watch my grandchildren playing with all of these wonderful technologically advanced toys, I worry about their future. I worry about whether or not they're going to create an isolated environment for themselves. Will they ever look at another person face to face? Will they touch another person? These are the things I worry about when I watch them. It's hard not to.
Thought we were going on a walk.
We are, but we have to drive to get to where I want to walk.
Oh.
I grew up in a neighborhood where you could go next door and borrow a cup of sugar, where everybody knew your business, but everybody looked out for you too, where you learned loyalty and friendship, and it was a place where playing meant going outside and playing with nature and playing with your friends, where we could go anywhere and have an adventure. There aren't a lot of neighborhoods like that anymore. And I guess I was pretty darn lucky. I didn't know how lucky I was until I grew up.
Hey, Sandy. Hi.
Grandma, why does she call you Sandy?
Okay, here's the story behind my name. I was born Alexandria Karen Wiest, named by my father, but nicknamed by my mother, Sandy. I was quite sick of people thinking my name was Sandra, so I decided at the age of 28 that enough was enough, and I forced people to start calling me Alex instead of Sandy. Hey, come on, let's go for a walk. You can see how big the house is now. Do you remember when it was little?
Not that much.
Okay, so this is the park that I grew up in. The park behind my house used to be two big hills where we'd play King of the Hill and have other adventures. Then they decided to knock it down and build a park. And the summer was parks and recreation. I remember when they drove us to the lake at 6 o'clock in the morning to teach us how to swim. And they wouldn't let you out of the lake until your lips turned purple. It was so cold at 6 in the morning, but it taught me endurance. One time my neighbor saw me going under the train. I probably was 8, 9 years old. She told my dad, and boy did I get in trouble. But it didn't stop me. I just learned to go farther down the tracks. All right, so let's go to the creek. Tracks led to a couple of trestle bridges that went over a creek. It was wide open. Just a track that went across the creek with lots of holes in between. I guess one of the things that I didn't realize when I was a child is that I learned to be brave, because it was pretty darn brave to walk across a trestle with open areas that your small little body could fall through into the creek some 30, 40, 50 feet down. Have you heard that story before?
It's just so interesting.
So you haven't heard that story before?
No.
And in the winter, it was great for walking around on, unless the ice was too thin. One year, I went in. I'll tell you, it was scary. See, you're having fun.
It's not very deep.
No. You're really not going to give those up for some adventures outdoors, are you?
I was really entertained by your stories today, but no, I'm not going to give it up.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's nice and toasty in here.
I know that I worry about my kids and their future, but then I think about our race and how far we've come. I have to trust that these technologies are going to take my children into a bright and shining future.